Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today here, we're making a special video, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, it's one of two special videos for my 300 subscriber special. I got two videos lined up for me. And this is one of them. It's gonna be a movie review. Yes, it's gonna be a movie review for Yakuza. And what kind of Yakuza? It's the Yakuza movie from 2006. I want to cover this movie, and I was thinking about doing a review on this movie for some time. And this is my first time ever on this channel that I cover anything movie related, but it still kind of falls around video games. So yeah, without that jibber jabber, let's begin with my movie review. So, if you guys don't know this is a Yakuza movie that was 2006. It basically was inspired by the first game. This movie came out right after the second game was released, so the game was very popular in Japan. Was not popular in the West because, you know, how we got the, the Americanized voice and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. This movie, if I'm gonna be blunt, as a casual, like a normal person, is a fun movie to watch, but it's filled with plot holes that you don't understand. This movie should be watched after playing the first game. That's my personal opinion, because this movie, it kind of sucks. Kind of low-key. It's fun. It's fun to watch, but at the same time, it's kind of ass. And here's why I say that this movie's kind of ass. So strap in, guys. So definitely strap in. So I'm gonna tell you guys why. So the movie already started, Kiryu going around. You see the intro. Young ass Kiryu, because Kiryu, all that kind of stuff. Pretty boy Kiryu looking ass dude. And then you see some bald head guy wearing Shinji's color. I don't think it's a Shinji. So it's just it's like a reference, probably call back to just like a reference to him. And then the game, all of a sudden, like Kiryu's finding dog food. And apparently, we still have the main plot of the 10 billion yen was stolen, all that kind of stuff. The thing is, we start up literally the movie with chapter 4. Because Kiryu will start finding dog food and all that kind of stuff. He would jump about a lot of people. And they have thrown some characters for I don't know what reason. Some characters in the movie is not from the game. For example, you have these two apparently robbers try to rob a little bank, but in reality there's literally no money. So basically, at first I thought they were starting, I don't know, they're trying to rob the bank or some shit just to get some money or whatever the hell. But these two there are just basically as comic relief characters. They're pretty comic relief. They just tried to like rob a place, even though the place was definitely like all the police force were just on that shit, all that kind of stuff. And then you have another character which is like I don't know, like two young people. Like the whole story about it is that the woman that's with the guy, she is trying to pay off the debt or loan, like a loan shark owning her a lot of money and shit. It's just like characters that we don't care about. It's just there as just like a break from like the main story, which is kind of ass, really. I didn't like that about the movie. There is a lot of like inaccurate like presentations of the characters. I think one of them is the florist. And the florist, he's like the informer and all that stuff. He's living on the underground and in kind of like a red light district in the purgatory. Apparently in the movie he's working at a beam, and he doesn't look like the game's counterpart, and he's actually comes off as kind of dumb, as not being like smart. He's kind of like dumb and just feel like he's kind of retarded. and apparently he knows Korean. I have no fucking, because I did not know this dude knows Korean, so I don't know what kind of thing they just give. They just give this character random stuff. And the only characters I think they're pretty much accurate to the game counterpart are 3 characters. They're very accurate. Haruka, Date, and Majima. It's definitely... Majima is basically being Majima in the movie. But they kind of make him act like some sort of a villain, even though in reality, Majima is not really a villain. He is more of an anti-hero kind of character, but it's 2006 and Majima wasn't established much, so I can kind of let it slide. I kind of let it slide because, you know, at the time was the series' like earliest, you know, its earliest form. You know, series was like 1 year, still new series, so we don't know how gonna be big it's gonna be in the next like basically 10 years from. And it's not as big as it was like 10 years later. It's massive. Kiryu, I feel like he's just boring, very boring, and I think he's got the worst. I think got one of the worst portrayals of the character. He's just like there, just talking some stuff and being boring. Like there's no like intimidation, nothing. It's just felt like he's just some pretty boy. That's what he is. He's not like too rugged or something, or he's a bit strong. But I mean, again, so I'll kind of cut the movie some slack with that one. I kind of got some slack. Haruka's perfect presentation, fully from start to finish. Her starting like, you know, want to try to find Yumi, you know, who's like think is like whole stuff. The thing is, there's a lot of key characters in this movie. Either 2 things, either they're missing or 2 were appearing, and that's one of the biggest problem. Characters that appear only once, they say their line and that's it, and they appear at the very end. And the 3 characters, Kazuma, Nishiki, and Yumi. These characters have appeared less. It has almost little dialogue, that they're just appearing out of nowhere. It's just characters appearing out of thin air. That's why I've said that if you played the game, you might know the story of the movie, because as a casual viewer, you're just like, who the fuck's this guy? Who the fuck's that guy? Who the fuck is this guy? You don't know because you haven't played the game. So that's why I said at the very early of the video that I would recommend watching the movie or playing the game first from watching the movie, because guarantee you'll be very confused. And I think as a person who played the video game, you also actually will be a lot more pissed if you played the game and watched the movie than like, you know, the other way around. The other way around, be confused. And well, about the characters that are not appearing, where's Kashiwagi? Where's Shinji? Where's Reina? Like, where is Shimano? Key characters in the story, they're not there. They're not there whatsoever. They're not there. Yes, we had a bit of a hint of Serena and said, oh, the Nishikawa family just got like raped the place. We never went there in the movie. We went to Stardust, and you know, Kazuki and Yuya, I thought they looked pretty much the same. I don't see any difference because Yuya doesn't look like the tough bodyguard. He felt just another person, another host. You know, just another hostess or some shit like that. And you know, Kazuki, I think is pretty accurate. Kazuki's pretty accurate. The best part of the movies is with parts with Majima in it. Yeah. And speaking of inaccurate, you guys know that the game takes place on December 2005. Apparently, this movie, for whatever reason, takes place in the summer. That's inaccurate as hell. Oh yeah, another something that they never mentioned is how the fuck Kiryu got to prison. As a person who did not play the game, you know how the fuck got to prison. He said that he's been in prison 10 years. Full stop. They never mention him killing. There's no flashback scene. There's no flashback scene. no no like things of saying that, oh, he just fully killed, you know, him getting expelled by the clan. He said, oh, you're just a former Yakuza. That's it. Literally, that's it. The game literally, like, the movie hasn't get a single hint, hasn't told anything about the reason of him being in jail. Literally, I've watched this movie so many times. They haven't told the reason why he's in prison. Why is he in prison? Like, I don't know. They didn't say anything. They don't tell anything. The only like kind of accurate part of the movie is that one fight in the batting center that's actually pretty accurate to the game, because you know that actually happened, and it's probably like one, you know, one of the two parts of the movie that's pretty much almost game accurate. It's mostly the batting cage fight is almost 100% accurate. It's pretty accurate to the game, and the soul player Shangri-La, which I butchered the name, Majima did not go through by a truck. He decided to go shotgun blasting. And speaking of that scene, Kiryu just literally killed a lot of people. Yes, he literally killed the host. He killed most of Majima's men and using a shotgun. Like, I just don't get it. I love how Majima keeps talking like sometimes in like basketball and like baseball forms and baseball stuff. I love the sign of like said, oh, Majima's coming back home, Majima's leaving. I like that. It's kind of funny. I like that one. As being the Shangri-La scene, this one infamous, which I'm gonna pull the picture. The actor, like, the eye patch was placed in the wrong eye. This is the most infamous picture out of the entire movie. It is so funny. It's one of the most hilarious sections. It's the most hilarious scene. It's so goddamn funny. It's so funny. It's legit funny. I think it's funny. I think it's hilarious in my opinion. Oh man, that was so funny. Man, just that picture's too funny for me, dude. It's just way too funny for me. Ah, that was great. That's for the best part of the movie. And then the finale, and then oh yeah, do you guys know a little fun fact that the director of the Yakuza franchise, the original director, actually played as Jingu? Yes, it's him. He actually was in the movie, the director, which is awesome. But he has no dialogue, he just appears. And speaking of characters that was in the game, what's up with the Korean guy? There's a Korean hitman guy that like mentions, like say, hey, I'm coming back to Kazuma, I'm gonna help him out and all that stuff. And all that kind of stuff. Like, what the hell? Like, what? It's just, I don't understand. I didn't know this from the game, because he's just like a generic Korean guy. Probably he's part of like the Jinwan Mafia. Probably because like they might give some references to Yakuza 2 and shit. I'm not 100% sure. That could be the case. I don't know. Just add this Korean guy, all that kind of stuff. So, and then like the ending felt flat. Nishiki said, I'm here right now to beat you, become the leader of the Tojo clan. Like a literal robot. It's like, it is so fucking bad. And like, here's the thing. I love the scene of Kiryu just drinking while all the enemies are like, oh. When they were like that, I was like, what? And then like Kiryu decided to just go ultra heat mode and just like summon a spark. I like as well the product placement of the stamina when Kiryu wasn't like treated to the drugstore. That was pretty great. I like that one. That's pretty good. And of course, they got the tattoos, of course, you know. And Majima, I know a lot of people say that Majima wears a shirt. Because I don't know why. Because, you know, at this time period, we don't know what his tattoo is. We don't know the Hanya mask. wasn't introduced until the third game, which came out literally about like 2 years later. So yeah, or maybe like 2 years later. So after the event, after Yakuza 2. So yeah, those just let everybody know. And then the fight between Nishiki and Kiryu, they never delve into their past. They say these two were just were brothers. There's no cutscene of them. Like, there's literally bits and pieces. They take bits and pieces and lump them all together to make a movie. The pacing of the movie is awful. Is garbage. Is awful. I hate the pacing of the movie. They put bits and pieces of every single key thing and just there as just make a scene out of it. Like, I don't understand it. Like, most of the shit I watched it, I was like, huh? What? Like, I'm confused. As like a person, I'm kind of confused. At the same time, I was pissed off. I was like, really? That's not how you do it. That's not how you do it. Like, I'm trying to cut the movie some slack because, the movie was, the series was new. But god damn, man, the plot is not that hard to follow, and just like try to make it good. It's odd, very odd. And then like Kiryu versus Nishiki were just like the elbow, and just it felt boring, felt stale. And then out of nowhere, Yumi came in to say, "Hey, I'm your mother. Right now I'm gotta bomb the place." Boop, and she's dead. That's it, and she's tearing. That's it. And then like the ending credits the same, and then you see Majima coming back and to his place after the whole thing, and that's it. The million yen goes away. And then the freaking Korean guy, the Korean dude, killed Jingu with just one shot to the fucking dome. He dies. Zero dialogue. Like, dog, the action pieces are fine, but consider everything else, it's a crappy movie. Let us all be real. From like majority of the key characters not appearing, to some key characters are not even faithful to their original counterpart, even in terms of personality and sometimes looks, to basically have the main star be bland as shit, bland as tofu, and having only like 3 characters out of the entire cast are actually faithful. Like Date was faithful, Haruka is faithful, Majima was faithful. These 3 characters are perfectly faithful to their gaming counterpart. The rest are not. The rest are either just appearing, either they're just bland, basically unrecognizably, because you cannot tell if this is that character unless you played the game, or there's just a one-off appearance and that's it. Done. End the story. It's genuinely, this movie, even though, okay, it's fun to watch, and the soundtrack of the movie, they used one soundtrack, which is a good soundtrack, which is basically the intro and basically all the fight scenes. They use one soundtrack. There's not too many fight scenes in the movie. There's way less fight scenes. I wish it was a little more and all that kind of stuff. The whole like try to break the monotony, quote unquote, which did not really break the monotony. I mean, it's a little funny with the two people who try to rob. It's kind of a little funny. I know they try to like they make like the main thing. It's like a sub story. It's like thinking of like these as like, think of like the Kiryu story as like the main story, and then you think about the 2 young people plus the 2 like the robber dudes, the 2 idiots, the 2 dum-dums are like the sub stories. You think of that, but breaking these up for pace, like the paces felt like it's like, if you just break this up just for like try to make the movie just to pad along the movie a little bit. I mean, come on, it's stupid, it's dumb, it's retarded. I was like, yeah, the heck, I don't know, dude. But overall, the movie's kind of ass. There was another Yakuza movie, which is definitely a much better movie, but it's actually more of a short film of basically Kiryu Nishiki and Yumi in the Sunflower Orphanage when they're younger. So, and it was, at the time, it was great. And it's a good movie. And it's actually a good short that leads up to the game. I know the actors are not the same because the cutest actor is literally a pro wrestler. So, yeah. It's a pretty good small movie. I recommend checking it out. All that kind of stuff. That movie, there's so many shit. There's so many important characters and plot holes that literally were left out just for like bits and pieces. You just take bits and pieces. Yes, like bits and pieces are not like arranged correctly and make it to a movie. It's like you just play with food. It's like taking the food cafeteria, they take like basically pieces of the same food, merge them all together to create a disgusting concoction. That's what the movie is. When I'm watching a movie, it's a fun movie. It's a good movie. I watch every now and then for just guilty pleasures. I think it's a bit, for the fighting a little bit. But in all seriousness, I would advise to skip the movie completely. Even though the movie doesn't make my Hollywood, I would not recommend watching this movie. In conclusion, the movie sucks. Yeah, you can have a bit of a laugh. It's like a YAKUZA one. Have a bit of a laugh and just some goofiness here and there. But as a serious movie, the part of the series, it's a crappy movie. And they're not going to make another YAKUZA movies. So, oh well. And that's it. That's the end of the video, guys. What do you think of the movie? Have you watched the movie? Have you haven't watched the movie? If you guys want to watch the movie, apparently you can just type in YAKUZA movie. It's gonna be there. It's on YouTube. It's literally on YouTube. Perfectly fine. You can watch the movie and you can just download it. I did download it a long time ago. So yeah, let me guys know what you guys think of the movie. Do you guys want me to review other video game movies? I got Silent Hill. He wants to do the Silent Hill, the first Silent Hill movie or the Retribution movie, a Revelation movie. You want me to do the Resident Evil movies? You want me to do the Max Payne movie? You want me to do the Street Fighter movie? So there's plenty of video game movies that I can do a review on if you guys want me to do. If you guys want me to just become a brand new series, let me know down in the comments because I will like you guys' opinion on the movie or any movie that's based on video games. Because again, I have things to say because I watched most of them. So yeah, that's the end. And subscribe to the channel. Thank you for hitting 300 subscribers. I appreciate 300 subs. And hopefully, I'll make the other special video, which might take a little time because I want to have a perfect time to do them. And hopefully, it might take a little while, but I will do that other special video. So look forward for that. And plus, hopefully, we have 400 subscribers by next year. Hopefully, very soon. Next goal is 400. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'm out.